because one particular community has been labeled as the drug peddler, they have been labeled as the narco terrorist, they have been labeled as the whole producer and operator of the drug syndicate in Manipur. So to bust that kind of narrative, you all must know what is the actuality, what is the reality of the drug syndicate in Manipur. And I would request all of you, you must ask the questions. You must not go back from here keeping even a slightest of the doubt in your mind. Even the slightest of the doubt. You must be absolutely clear how this drug syndicate is prospering in Manipur. What it used to be earlier and what it is now. So when we talk about the drug syndicate in Manipur, I'm not an academician, so I'll ask you a lot of questions from the people. And I request you to participate. Can anybody tell me what is the broad size of the drug syndicate in Manipur, drug industry in Manipur in terms of the money, the volumes? Can anybody tell me? In terms of crores, how many rupees of crores worth this drug syndicate is there in Manipur? So as per the estimates of, not mine, it's not my estimate, it is the estimate of United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. So it is the United Nations report, and as per which an estimated size of drug industry in Manipur is more than 70,000 crore rupees, which is more than double of the Manipur's total GDP. That is the deep entrenchment of drugs into our system. So where it is being produced? Who's consuming it? If one particular community is producing 70,000 crore rupees drugs, then each member of that community would have been worth at least 50 lakh or 1 crore rupees, I think, if I'm not wrong. But is that so? It's not that. So that means the roots of the drug business is somewhere else. So the current drug business in Manipur is primarily comprising not of opium. And this, I'm not saying this. This is the report of the United Nations Office of Drug and Crime is saying. I'm referring all the relevant documents, so there's no doubt in anybody's mind. So as per this report, more than 70% share of the total drug business in Manipur is the synthetic drugs. 70%. About 20-22% is of opium-based drugs, and rest 6 to 8% is the cannabis-based drugs. Cannabis, you know all? The ganja and all those things. So where is the 70% drugs? 70% of these drugs are being produced. Chemical drugs, you know, the methamphetamine, yaba, W1 tablets and all. So let's go into detail. I am just referring the incidents to you. 30th October 2020, a big chemical drug factory was found in Manipur, and they recovered 435 kilograms of synthetic drugs. Next year, another lab was busted, where they found 398 kilograms of drugs. And in December 2021, another factory was unearthed where they got about more than 500 kilograms of these chemical drugs. You know where were these factories rated? Which area of Manipur?
In the valley.
Can anybody tell me where these big factories of chemical drugs were found? Where they were rated? To Lilong, Mansura. So does anyone from that tribe which has been labeled as a narco terrorist stays over there? No. Coming on to the figures of the arrests, you must have seen these figures earlier also. So if we see total number of arrests in last 5 years who were arrested for drugs in Manipur. So total of 2,518 people were arrested between 2017 and 2022 under Narcotics, Drugs and Psychotropic Substance Act in Manipur. Out of which more than half, 1,083 were Pangals, Meitei Pangals, and about 400 of them were Meiteis, about 800 of them were Kukizo, and 181 were from other communities. So about 60% of them were from Delhi. 60% of them. So a community which is about 2.5 lakh in Manipur, what is the population of Pangals in Manipur? Must be around 2.5-3 lakhs. So they are contributing to the highest number of drug peddlers in Manipur, but still they are not labelled as a narco-terrorist. Have you seen any narrative that Meitei Pangals is being labelled narco-terrorist? No. But the factories are found in Illam, factories are found in Sora, factories are found in their areas. They are the ones who were arrested in a large number, more than 1,000 of them in the last 5 years. So these figures are alarming. Okay. Now talking about the drug syndicate in a totality when you talk about Manipur. So Manipur is a very small part of the drug industry which is happening in the Southeast Asia. Most of you would have heard about Golden Triangle. You heard about Golden Triangle?
Yes.
So Golden Triangle is a triangle which is consisting of Myanmar, Cambodia, Laos and part of Manipur and part of Thailand, which is the single biggest producer of drugs in the world now. Single biggest producer in the world. Do you know the size of the drug business in these areas? Once again, I'm asking the numbers. It is $200 billion annually. $200 billion annually, which is much more than the combined GDP of the 3 countries involved in the drug trade. Myanmar, Cambodia and Laos. Who are running it? So there are big syndicates who are running it. As per, again, the reports which are international reports, I'm not talking about the reports of the state government or the central government, I'm talking about the international reports. It says that 95% of this overall Golden Triangle business is again synthetic drugs. Myanmar supplies almost 98% of the methamphetamine and yaba drugs to the entire world. So you have to understand the drug industry as a whole. It's not a small industry. Everybody is involved in that. Everybody is involved in that. 70,000 crore worth industry. It cannot prosper without the help of politicians, without the help of social leaders, without the help of UG parties, without the help of locals, without the help of communities. It just cannot produce. It cannot prosper. Everybody's involvement has to be there. Because it's a very well organized system. Last time I was going through, you also must have seen the interview of one of the lady, Thanawajam Brinda. So she was claiming that some drugs were recovered from a politician's house and the chief minister came and all those things happened and the virus left over. So that means there is some involvement of somebody else. And one particular community has falsely been blamed for this. Has anyone of you seen any factory has been caught in Churachandpur? No. Any factory has been caught in Chandel? No. Any factory has been caught in Kamputwi? No. So when you're talking about a 70-75% share of the chemical drugs in Manipur, so where are these chemical drugs happening? Where it is going? Where it is being produced? Where it is being transported? It is a big question you must ask yourself.